Hi, I'm Kubi, and welcome to Kubi Does It. So today we are going to change the power steering pump in a 2005 Honda Pilot. This is my stepdaughter's car. She's been having a lot of issues with noise when she turns the steering wheel. Fluid's good. There's been plenty of time for it to bleed itself out, so there's no air in the system. So looks like we've got a power steering pump that we're just going to have to change. So we'll do that. I'm also changing the serpentine belt with it. We'll get started with this. One of the things we are going to do is make sure that we use the proper fluid. This is Honda power steering fluid. The car requires this. We don't want to contaminate the system by putting in an off-brand. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we want to do is remove the engine cover. This is done by loosening the 3 front plastic fasteners. Then lift straight up and pop the rear 2 pins out of the holes. Remove the cover and place it out of the way. Now let's remove the power steering fluid from the reservoir. You can use a large syringe, a turkey baster, or in my case I'm using a Harbor Freight suction gun. Make sure you put the lid back on the reservoir after you've emptied all the fluid out. Next, let's remove the low pressure hose from the pump. Use pliers to squeeze the tabs on the hose clamp and slide it back. Then remove the hose and tuck it out of the way. Let's remove the serpentine belt now. Use a breaker bar with a 14mm socket and push the tensioner to the left to loosen the belt and remove it off the power steering pulley. In this case, the area was just way too tight for me to fit my breaker bar in. I had to use the longest ratchet that I have to wrestle the tensioner. Next, we'll remove the pressure hose from the pump. Grab a towel to prevent any fluid from dropping down onto the pulleys. I previously sprayed the 2 bolts with penetrating oil to ensure they didn't break when I tried to remove them. PB Blaster is my preference. I used a 10mm socket to remove these bolts. Remove the bolts and put them somewhere safe for reuse. Remove the high pressure hose and wrap a towel around it to sit it on the intake. Notice the rubber O-ring on the fitting insert. We will be replacing this. You should have a new one included with the new power steering pump you purchased. Next, we'll remove the 2 pump mounting bolts. The top left bolt was fairly easy to access. These are long bolts, so plan on wrenching them for a bit to get them out. I had to use my lowest profile and old Craftsman ratchet to get to the bolt. You will definitely need an extension. The best way is to go below the pulley and slide it in a bit from the right to the left. Once you get to the bolt, it's just a matter of turning and turning and turning. Be patient, it will come out. Remove the old pump and get it out of the way. I'm replacing the serpentine belt. I think it's a good idea since you already have the thing pretty much off anyway. Just pop it off the pulley and fish it out. It is a tight area, but it will come out fairly easily. Now the fun part, let's install the new belt. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a camera down in between the engine and the fender well. It's just way too tight. Usually there's a belt diagram under the hood, but in this case there wasn't. I relied on Google to find me one. Thankfully I did. It was not a fun job because of the lack of space. There was a little cussing involved, but I did make it happen. Now, let's install the new pump. Notice I've left the plugs on the pressure hose and the low pressure connection pipe. Leave these on until you're ready to connect the hoses to prevent debris from getting into the pump. So I did put the lower bolt into the hole of the pump and had the socket and ratchet on as I put the pump in place. This made it easier to get the bolt started. Again, be prepared to wrench a while. These are long bolts and they're going to take a bit. Once the lower bolt's in, move to the top left and get it tightened up. Try to start by hand when you can. This will prevent you from cross-threading. I couldn't get my torque wrench on the mounting bolts, so I just had to tighten them snug. I tightened them as close to what it felt like to remove them. Next, we need to put the new belt onto the pump pulley. I got smart and used a pipe for leverage. I wish I would have done this in the first place because it was a little less work to fight with it. Use a small pick or screwdriver to remove the old O-ring. This one was brittle and broke as I tried to remove it. Toss the old ring and grab the new one. The new one just slips over the fitting and slides into the ring groove. Now it's time to remove the plug from the high pressure side of the new pump. Let's reinstall the pressure hose. You do have to push in a little bit and to get it down into the hole and it will pop down into place and be flush with the housing. Next, start the bolts by hand. I was able to get these pretty well all the way in before tightening them to 8 foot-pounds. I know it doesn't show that I used my torque wrench, but I did go back at the end and tighten them with my torque wrench. Now you can remove the cap from the low pressure pipe. Wrap a towel around it because we're going to pour a small amount of power steering fluid into the tube to help prime the pump. Install a funnel into the hole and pour a very small amount of fluid in. Be careful not to drip the power steering fluid onto the new belt and pulleys. Next, reinstall the low pressure hose. Use the pliers to squeeze the hose clamp tabs. Wiggle the clamp back into place. So let's remove the reservoir lid and place it out of the way. Use a funnel to refill the reservoir with fresh power steering fluid. Be careful not to overfill. It will overflow and make a mess. Don't put the cap back on yet. We still need to bleed the system. Place a towel around the top of the reservoir. Be careful that the towel isn't in the path of the drive belt. The towel will catch any fluid that may bubble up as we evacuate the air out of the system. So the next step, start the car and turn the wheel slowly all the way to the left and then to the right. Do this several times to ensure that all the air is out of the system. Reinstall the reservoir cap and wipe any fluid off the reservoir. Reinstall the engine cover. The 2 rear pins go into the 2 holes in the rubber grommets on the intake, then tighten the plastic front fastener. Next, take it for a test drive and check for leaks. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please hit the like button and the subscribe button and come back and visit us often. We'll have more videos and I promise I'll do better with my camera angles in the future.